guys, so today I'm here to talk about the top tips that I feel like really helped me on our trip to Disney World. These are things that I learned. Some of them I didn't know going in, and some of them are tips that I feel like I was able to perfect. So if you want to hear about the things that I feel like really helped just make our trip the best that it can be and things that I learned, then please stay tuned. Okay, the first thing that I feel like is very important is that you take the Disney Magical Express. It's free, it's included in your reservation. Now that's if you're staying on Disney property. So whenever you book your reservation online, there'll be a little section for you to fill in like your flight information and stuff like that. And don't worry if you don't have that information just yet. You can always go back and update that information. So they will have you locked into their system. They will send you, depending on how far out you book. Normally it's you book a few months in advance, so they will send you letters in the mail letting you know all about your times and when the Magical Express will pick you up and everything like that. So it's a really neat service. Basically, they will also send you luggage tags in the mail that you will put on your checked luggage. So these are the luggages that you check at the airport. You will put those on your checked luggages, and those will go basically when they get to Florida Airport. They only have this for the MCO airport, the Orlando International Airport. So when those luggages get to the airport, basically Disney representatives will come there and pick those up and take them directly to your hotel, and they will deliver them to your room, kind of like when you're on a cruise. So they'll just deliver them to your room sometime throughout your first day. So that is just really amazing. You don't have to deal with your luggage. Now if you do still want to pick up your luggages personally, just don't put the tags on there. So just don't put your luggage tags that Disney sends you, and you can just get those if you want to. But it's like, why deal with it when you don't have to? So for us personally, we didn't check luggage, so we just had our luggages that we brought on the plane with us, and they just stuck those in underneath the bus. So like I said, that's a free thing. You don't have to pay for any Ubers or cabs, or if you are renting a car, then that's totally different. Then you can just do that as your means of transportation. But if you don't plan on renting a car, then the Disney Magical Express is perfect. Okay, so the next thing that I definitely suggest is getting the Disney dining plan. And we just went with the basic one. It's just called the Disney dining plan. That plan comes with 2 meals and 2 snacks per person per night. So we were staying for 3 nights, and basically we're 3 people. We're staying for 3 nights. So we had a total of 18 meals and 18 snacks, which was perfect for us. The only time I had to come out of pocket was on the last day when we were getting our lunch, and basically I just had to pay, I had like $6 left on a Disney gift card, so I just had to pay for my his kids meal. Other than that, we never spent money on food or snacks or drinks. The Disney dining plan was perfect. What I did, I actually made a list in my phone, as you can see here. So I made this list in my phone. I kept up with all of the snacks and meals and drinks that we ate throughout our whole trip, and I wanted to tally up just to make sure that we did get a good value with going ahead and going with the Disney dining plan. And girl, we did. We paid $351 in total for our dining plan, and if we would have bought all of those same foods, same drinks, the resort mug, and everything out of pocket, we would have spent $425. So I'm really happy to say that we saved over $75 by just going ahead and doing the Disney dining plan. And now with the Disney dining plan, this is where my other tips come into play. I figured out a good way to just maximize that plan, girl. Maximize the plan, and I'm gonna tell you about those right now. And also, when you're on the dining plan and everything, you want to make sure that you're timing your meals and your snacks just right, so you're not hungry and then that you're not over full. You don't want to just sit down at the parks and eat like a huge meal, because then afterwards you're gonna feel sluggish and tired, and you still have a whole lot of walking and exploring to do at the parks. So you don't want to do that, but you do want to get a good value out of your dining plan. Basically what I mean by that is that the cost per day of the kids dining plan is $20.88, I believe. And the cost per day on the adults dining plan, the basic Disney dining plan, is $48.29 per day, I believe. I think those numbers are correct. So with that being said, keep in mind that's 2 meals and 2 snacks. Don't go there getting the meals that are like $10.99, because then you're not gonna reach its full potential, you know what I'm saying? So a little tip, something that we did, like the day that we went to Animal Kingdom, my husband got the barbecue plate. We went to the Flame Tree barbecue place and he got the rib and chicken combo. I think that combo alone is like $17.99. So that's like a great use of your dining plan and stuff like that. So the next thing, this is my next thing that I want to talk about. So when you're doing the dining plan, always do, okay, so it's just a lot to explain. So basically when you get the dining plan, when you're at the parks or at your resort and you're eating your meal always comes with a drink. Well, also on the dining plan, you get the refillable mugs. Okay, so whenever you're on the dining plan, this refillable mug comes with your dining plan. You get one per person, and it has like a RFID chip or technology stuff in the bottom of it. Basically, you use this mug at your resort or any resorts throughout Disney, and you get to get drinks. So any soda, like soft drinks, tea, coffee, and water. You can get all of that in these cups, and it's unlimited. Basically every 2.5 minutes you're able to get a new drink. So with that being said, with your meals it comes with a drink, okay? It makes no sense to get a bottle drink. Well, I don't want to say it makes no sense, but for me, this is how we were able to rationalize it and make the most of our plan. So basically it comes with a soft drink, so like bottle Cokes, bottle everything. And Disney is not like skimpy on their drinks. They have a huge selection of drinks, which is really good. So it's like, you know, you can get like a bottle tea or a bottle soft drink, a bottle orange juice, apple juice. They had all kinds of different varieties. But why do that when you can, instead of getting a drink, you can use your drink and substitute it for a snack. You already have this mug, you know what I'm saying? So your mug is perfect. And especially when you're at the resort, you just go back up there and refill your cup. So for example, in the morning time, right? So at breakfast, instead of us getting 3 breakfast meals, like me, my son, and my husband, instead of us doing that, what we did is I got a meal and he got a meal. And then for my son, you know how kids are really picky and stuff like that. So instead of us getting drinks with our meal, you know, we just used our mugs, and we got like a pastry as a side, and then we got milk and cereal as a side. So basically, instead of us getting drinks with our 2 breakfast options, we were able to just get like a pastry, milk and cereal. My son had that for breakfast, and then he can also eat off of our plates as well. So instead of us using, let's say, three meal credits and then 2 snack credits that morning, we were able to only use 2 meal credits, and that's it. We didn't even use a snack credit, but we still got snacks. The pastries and the milk and cereal count as snacks. I really hope all this is making sense, because it flows in my head, and I feel like I'm just thinking faster than I'm talking. That's a way to maximize your plan. Substitute out the drinks for a snack, especially when you're at the resort. You know, when you're at the resort, you already have your mug. Now you can't use these mugs in the parks. That's the only thing that sucks. But your mug, when you're on the dining plan, is your drink. Just think of it that way, and you're able to stretch your snack credit. So the next thing, a little bonus tip. This is like a huge secret that I have to tell you about. This is a huge tip, and it works. It's perfect. Even though we only paid $20 per day for my son's dining plan, and we paid $48 per day for our dining plan, there's no differentiation, if you get what I'm saying. So on your receipt and in their system, it just all flows as meals. It doesn't say that we got 6 kids meals and 12 adult meals. Doesn't work that way. It's all together. So whenever we would get a meal, it would just say we have like 15 meals remaining. Let's say we all 3 got meals. They click 3 meals. Now we have 12 meals remaining. So all the meals just ring up as the same thing. They're just all the same. There's no differentiation of kids meals and adult meals. They just all go together. The next thing is to resort hop. We did this on our last day that we were there because we had a long time. Basically, our flight didn't leave till 8:30 that night. So we just, you know, took buses around to different parks and went to different resorts, and that was really fun. Basically, we went to Art of Animation Resort, and then we also went to Port Orleans, the French Quarter Resort. That was amazing. Going to different resorts, it really puts you, it doesn't even feel like you're still in Disney, if that makes sense. Basically, like at the New Orleans resort, I felt like we were in New Orleans in the French Quarters. I didn't feel like we were at Disney, which is really crazy. And basically, you're able to use your meal credits at any resort. anyone. And we took our cups and we were able to get food there, eat there, and everything. That's another tip I would say, because we stayed in a value resort, and in our value resort the food wasn't terrible. I won't say that it was terrible, but I will say it's just a couple steps up from a like cafeteria food. Maybe not as bad as school cafeteria, but like a hospital cafeteria. It's like maybe a couple steps up from that. So like I said, it's not horrible food. Going to the New Orleans hotel, Port of Orleans hotel, OMG, their food was amazing. I got shrimp and grits, my husband got a catfish po' boy, my son got he just got a burger. He got a kids meal that day, so I got a burger. And then that day, instead of us getting drinks, of course, we substituted our drinks for gumbo. Girl, it was too good. Like, that was, I felt like I was sitting in New Orleans eating a meal. It was really, really good. They had it seasoned well and everything. So that's another tip. Go to different resorts and try out their foods, because all these different resorts have different foods. They kind of have a different like theme to their menu, and it's really neat. The next thing is to have a plan. Now, this is something I talked about in my tips, was to make a plan. And what I want to say with that is to have a plan, but don't have like a strict schedule, if that makes sense. I ended up not even printing out our plan. I just emailed it to myself, and then I was able to just still kind of use it as like a guide. I didn't want to become like a, you know, this vacation Nazi, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 3:01 and we're not in line for this, right? Like, I didn't want to do all of that. But having the plan, it really kind of just kept us on track, but it, you know, it gave us an idea of what our day needed to consist of, if that makes sense. So that's really, really good. Just have a flexible plan, because there are some things that are out of our control, such as like the bus. We were sitting on the Magical Express. Once we got to the airport, we had to wait like an extra 30 minutes while we were there, like an extra 30 unplanned minutes, because our bus driver told us that, hey, we have to wait for a couple of more flights. That wasn't in my plan, but because I wasn't so strict on it, it didn't, like, you know, it didn't stress me out. The next thing is to always have a poncho. On our first day when we were at Magic Kingdom, it rained for like the first 2 to 3 hours that we were there, and we definitely needed our ponchos. But I will say this, don't go too cheap on the ponchos, because I did go with the Dollar Tree ponchos, and I felt like those weren't, they were okay, they kept us dry, but I feel like they didn't keep it, they weren't like if I moved it the wrong way, the thing was gonna rip. So I definitely will recommend getting some from Amazon. I'll link them down below. I almost got those, but I said, hey, it's our first trip, let me just try the Dollar Tree ones and see how they work. But I recommend the Amazon ponchos. Those will be better. The next thing, here's where we had a little small issue, but I mean, for the price, I couldn't like be too mad or whatever. Basically, I don't recommend the all-star resorts. We did stay there our first trip. I know I said that we, you know, we're staying in a budget hotel, and basically we were fine with that. On our next trip, I say that we're going to stay, if we do stay in a budget, like in a value hotel, then we're going to stay in Art of Animation. If we go with like a moderate level resort, we're going to stay in probably, I think it's called Caribbean Beach, something like that, Caribbean Beach Resort. And basically, we saw 3 bugs in our hotel, and that doesn't work for me. But I don't have bugs in my house, so I don't feel like I should be going somewhere on a vacation and seeing bugs. We saw like a little centipede type things. On the last day we were there, we saw, me and my son were in the shower, and my husband said he saw a roach. Oh my god. And then when we were checking out, I noticed there was a spider on the ceiling. Like, the spider was just there looking at us throughout the night. What the heck? So I just don't recommend these, like the super value ones, just because the bugs gross me out, so we won't be staying there again. The last thing, make sure to bring your stroller, especially if you're going with a younger child. My son is, you know, he's basically 4, he's almost 4, and the stroller was like a lifesaver. If we didn't bring our stroller, we definitely would have had to rent a stroller in Disney, because he's just too young. He can't keep up with all that walking. So the stroller, and also your shoes that you bring, make sure that they're already worn in a bit, because I don't have tennis shoes like that. I literally own 1 pair of tennis shoes, which are my workout shoes, so they look really bad. But so we went out and got me shoes like the day before we went on our trip, and those shoes blistered my ankles for real. So basically, bring a pair of shoes that are already worn in. That will be a lot better. That's everything for this video. I hope that my little tips and tricks and little secrets that I learned definitely will help you. Please, if you have any more tips and tricks and things that you know to make the most of your trip, leave them down below, because other people find the comment section helpful as well as I find it helpful. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.